morning. If you're new here, my name is Maddie, and today I thought we'd do a nice cozy little vlog style sewing video. I have a ton of scrap fabric in my passenger seat right now, and I have a market that I am going to be a vendor for coming up in April. And fortunately for me, I am mostly done with everything for the show this year, so I have a little bit of free time on my hands, and this is the first time I think I can actually say that this entire year. So I thought it would be fun to see if I could use up some of the scrap materials and make a couple dresses for the market and see if I can sell them. I know that girls here at my school particularly are a huge fan of sundresses come spring. And I am particularly good at making sundresses, so I thought, why not make a little video about it. There's nothing technical in this video. I'm not really going to show you how to make stuff. I just thought it would be fun to have you follow along with me, see how they sell. And unlike any other vlog videos I've done with markets, this one will be a lot more low-key and probably just feature a couple clips from the market. So with that being said, let's go ahead and head in. I'm going to apologize in advance. I have not eaten yet and I need food because I've realized I've been a lot more anemic than I probably should be recently. I am, as I'm speaking right now, feeling like I'm about to faint. So I need to go get something to eat, and then we will head on to the lab where I'm going to start sewing. Now here's a little sneak peek of all of our materials. These are just a bunch of like rusticy materials. They're all mostly cotton broadcloth. I have this bag and then I have this bag that I'm taking in, and we're gonna do our best and see what we can make out of these. I really don't want to make any of these super difficult. Just keep them relatively short and make them fairly easy to put together, so I can make 2 or 3 maybe. Now I am going to be working with multiple sizes, so I think I'm going to make one my size, one a size larger than me, and one a size smaller than me, and from there see if I have time to make anything else. This is a lot of fabric that I personally don't ever see myself wearing, and so I thought it would be rather cute to see if I can make some outfits that other girls may wear, you know? So with that being said, let's go ahead and head in to wherever the heck I'm gonna find breakfast, which we'll see, because I need it as soon as possible. So for this first dress, I decided to use my vintage seashell fabric, and I wanted to make a dress that had a beautiful sweetheart neckline. So I went ahead and started sewing the skirt together, and I added 2 different tiers. One of the tiers was made out of seashell fabric, and the other was made out of a contrast fabric that was a beautiful dark green. I ended up sewing together a lining for the skirt because it was a bit sheer, and then I started putting the bodice together. The bodice featured 2 different darts, and it also was sheer. Here's a little update of what it looks like currently. So we attached the skirt to the bodice, and there's the little train portion right there. I'm really proud of it. I think it turned out super cute. Now I'm moving on to working on specifically making the tier for the skirt. And I did this by attaching it via a serger. This whole dress, by the way, is sewn with a serger, if I didn't mention that before. And here's the updated dress right now. I haven't hemmed the base, and I added a cute little waist tie because I thought it would be nice. The last step to finishing each of my dresses up is to add our homemade little tag, and then also I hand printed all of these tags with 2 different stamps. We had a little flower and then a little handmade sign, and then I add either gingham or velveteen ribbon and tie it around the homemade sign. And so I'm going to go ahead and hand stitch this down, and then we will be complete. For my second dress, I used this really cute table runner and pinned it to the dress form. Then I went through all my fabric and found this beautiful orange, which I then sewed into tiered skirt layers on the serger. I transitioned though onto the sewing machine after the serger was giving me some flack after a while, and I ended up proceeding a lot quicker doing that. Here's what the first tier looks like, and I chose to stick with just 2 tiers only because I wanted to keep it short and sweet. I then added it to the dress form and pinned it to make sure it looked cute, and then after that I attached it to the base of the bodice. I then made some really cute faux flare sleeves and attached it to the bodice and then added a zipper, and it was off to the races after that. Hey guys, we're working on prepping for the market, so here's what our clothing rack looks like. I was trying to make sure it was super cohesive, and then these are all the other skirts and dresses that are laid out right here. And I only have a couple more pieces I'm adding until the market, which is in 4 days, so wish me luck. The rest of the collection of items I had were from various markets previously and several new items like these beautiful polymer clay earrings and these cute little hair scarves and these little bags. So if you guys are interested in anything, I live in the local Lynchburg area and I do a bunch of markets in Amherst, Forest, Bedford, etc. So check me out if you want to see anything. I definitely will be doing some stuff this fall. So keep an eye out for any markets and I will post about them on Instagram or on here.
So you got blue.
Put these away.
I'd say you can probably put those away. You want to wave? Hey.